We've gone live. Good. So, as forewarned, we are returning to Murder Mystery Machine. It's currently not responding. A common issue when I'm doing things. Right off the top, though, I want to give the warning. I'm kind of in the middle of a snowstorm. So, if the stream stops, it's probably because the power went. So, could happen. I'm hoping it doesn't, but you just never know. Uh-oh, it's stuttering. So we're not enjoying that cutscene. Life and my computer say no. DCA headquarters, Police Plaza, 9 a.m. That didn't sound like a fun conversation. Pardon me? Your phone call. I assume it was our precious Captain Merrick. What? What made you think that? Sir this, sir that. What did he want? Nothing. He was just asking about the Justin Kugler case. It's never that simple with him. He'll have some ulterior motive. Like I said, he was just asking about the case. Just be wary of him. He has a way of getting what he wants. It's fine, honestly. Nothing I can't handle. Thanks, though. Anyway, we have more pressing matters. Calls come in from a park ranger. Body's been found in the National Heritage Park. So that's new. I say, not remembering what's old. I also don't remember how to rotate the screen anymore. Okay. There's some pizza. I don't remember if that's new. I know the dumbbell is there. Is the deck chair new? I'll sit on it just to be safe. And then we'll go for the mystery. Here we go. National Heritage Park. Midtown. Some point in time I did not read. Why a woman would be here so late alone. I hope you're not saying a woman can't go out walking on her own. Not at all. Just that, up here, alone at night. We don't know if she was alone when she arrived. Karen Whitaker. Muddy clues. Well, there's something here. Press ID card. Tribune newspaper. I both like and don't like that it points it out, because then there's no real solving, but also, you know. No, not related? Okay. Well, I feel they're related. Suffocation? Possible. Disturb dirt. Drag marks. Close? Sure, none of that's right. You know, in some ways I wish there was a game similar to this that, you know, was like multiple things could happen, like depending on how you solved the crime or something like that. But that's probably asking for too much of anyone. What did you find? A woman, mid-30s, found dead alone in the Heritage Park. It is creepy written all over it. Who would she have been meeting here so late? It would have to be important to get her out here. Important and secretive enough to get her alone here. If she was killed here, there's no way they could get away without leaving some evidence. Karen Whitaker, reporter at the Tribune. We have our victim, the Tribune? You must have dealt with them before. Any ideas who she... Oh, what exactly are you getting at? I just meant you've been on the force a while. You must have crossed paths with them. And what if I have? I was just asking a question. There doesn't appear to be any obvious injuries or damage to the body. Maybe this isn't as suspicious a death as we thought. There's one thing I've learned since being in the DCA with you. Nothing is ever that simple. Never mind. Yeah. Bludgeoning doesn't make sense. So what makes sense? What did you find? We could be looking at a suffocation, although there are no signs of a struggle or defensive wounds. Perhaps she knew her attacker? They were able to get that close to her. We can't jump to any conclusions without proof or weapon. Weed killer could be our weapon. No signs of poison abuse around the mouth or vomiting. Poisons can be administered in several ways. We'll have to have Karen's body checked for traces of related toxins. We need something. Oh, that actually unlocks something. What did you find? There are tire tracks on site, stopping short of our victim's body. showing that she was likely killed, dragged, and dumped here. We'll need to get these analyzed. Hopefully we can narrow down a vehicle. It doesn't seem like we have much to work with. Not until we get the results back from the lab. What do we have so far? A female. No obvious wounds or COD. Found in the Heritage Park, potentially killed elsewhere. We've certainly got our work cut out for us. Kill elsewhere. Lack of these loads nearby. So... I'd say this, because bludgeoning makes no sense. Got an A for it. I didn't mean anything by asking about the Tribune out there. Don't worry, it's just... the editor, Clancy Brown, and I have some history. Anything I should know before we walk in there? Nothing that concerns the case. Let's get this over with. Lead the way. Simple enough. The Tribune. Heads up. We are dealing with the press now. What's that supposed to mean? They are a species of their own. Be very careful with everything you say, or it will end up on tomorrow's front page. Watching my tongue. Check. Am I just talk to anyone, or am I specifically only allowed to talk to you? Okay, talk to either of you. Would you mind answering a few questions regarding Miss Whitaker? Anything to help. News has come as such a shock to us all. What was she even doing there that late? I was hoping you could fill in the blanks. Ask away. Is there anyone you can think of that would have won her to Karen? Karen upset a lot of people with her work. She was the hard-hitting type. I focus more on what people really want to know. Who's cheated on who? What the celebrities are up to. A gossip columnist? I like to think of it more as essential celebrity and current events reporting. You said Karen upset people. She was always getting calls to the office. She had some tough skin, but I still said she should report the harassment. Why wouldn't she report it? I don't think it was wholly to do with her work. I don't like to spread rumors. Clearly. But apparently she was seeing a married man. No idea who, although not from lack of trying. So it's just a rumor. I don't work on rumors, detective. I work on the truth. Obviously. You've been a great help, thank you. Interesting. So 2 who, why, and wheres. Mr. Brown, I'm sure you are a busy man, but I was... You're right, I am. Do you have any leads on Karen's killer yet? I'm hoping you can help with that. I can spare a minute. What was your relationship with Karen like? Professionally, she was one of the best reporters we had here. Personally, she was very private. When was the last time you saw Karen? In yesterday's morning meeting. She wanted to talk to me afterwards, something about breaking a story. Did she tell you about the story? She told me she was meeting Contact last night, and we would talk today. It was something that would need to get to print fast. But it obviously didn't unfold that way. Is there anyone you think would want to hurt Karen? A jealous lover, perhaps? I see you have been listening to Ophelia's stories. Contrary to what you might have heard, Karen was incredibly professional. Did you ever go with her to meet her sources? Whatever she did outside of this office was none of my business. There was no one she had met with recently that she was worried about? Not that I am aware of. Karen kept her methods to herself. What I don't know can't hurt me. Or the Tribune. Thank you for your time. Interesting. Alright, time to search things. Stick note on book cover. Whoop, that's not the way I wanted to rotate. Something over here. And over there, apparently. Beaumont Hotel. That's not the place we were when we started, right? In the first case, that's not... That was a motel of some form, right? Not a hotel. Sunday, blank. Monday, Beaumont Hotel. 1500, so... 3 o'clock. Room 120. Airport, 1:30. Flight lands 2:15 at the bar. Wednesday, Hunter's Lodge. Brian, 9 o'clock. Thursday, Office Clancy, 10. Friday, General Hospital, 11:30. Ward 2, Mrs. Thompson. Saturday, Blue. Da 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 da. Anything else I can scoop up? Nope. Okay. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. 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 Alright. Let's see if anyone wants to speak more. I doubt it. I have some more questions for you. Ask away. Have you ever seen these numbers before? We see report numbers like that all of the time. They can be related to all sorts, though. Government proposals, private building contracts, population census, all depends on the preceding letters. FD? No idea, but if Karen was working on it, it'll be something big and controversial. Did she talk to anyone in the office about her harasser or the story she was working on? I'm sure she would have told her friend, Connie Mallon. She was always there for her, and I mean always. You don't sound very approving. She seems a bit obsessed, if you ask me. Obsessed in what way? Just, you know, protective of Karen. Interesting. I cannot see you, sir. I can now see you. Had a few more questions. I can spare a minute. Can you tell me where she usually met her sources? Away from prying eyes. She knew what could happen if others found out they had been talking to a reporter. A bar, perhaps? It made sense. Most of them would sing like a bird after a drink or two. Anywhere else that weren't investigating? If they wanted to remain anonymous, she'd meet them at a hotel, or she'd track them down at the airport if they weren't so forthcoming, that is. She was good at knowing people's schedules. If they were disappearing out of the country, she would be there waiting for them. Did Karen ever show you these numbers? I see numbers like that 100 times a day. But these specific numbers? No. Thank you for your time. Great. Can I talk to you, Nate? Have a chat with some of Karen's work colleagues? Maybe there's something we can learn from them. Which means it's all up to me to piece this together. Wonderful. That's the worst thing they could have told me. Okay. The game's running slow. I have some more questions for you. Ask away. Could Connie have anything to do with the harassing calls? Okay, so she wasn't that obsessed. Connie just gave me a weird vibe. Karen would drink at the bar she worked at. This bar, did Karen meet her sources there too? I'm pretty sure she did. Not the sort of place I'd want to meet anyone. I'm more of a cocktail than beer and sticky floor kind of girl. You've been there before then? Only once, but with a name like the Hunter's Lodge, I suppose you can't expect too much. Hello? Okay. Those are the most likely. Now, I will, of course, correct that should the need arise, but I feel comfortable doing that. What I don't feel comfortable with is how the game's slowing down. I have a few more questions. I can spare a minute. Is there anything else you can tell me that may help our case? I imagine you want Karen's murderer found as much as we do. Of course I do. I won't sit here and have it suggested otherwise. I wasn't suggesting anything. I should hope not. I doubt the governor would be impressed knowing the town's police force are intimidating his friends. The governor? What does he have to do with this case? I wouldn't want to have to call him and inform him of your investigation and bullying tactics. I can assure you that is not what I am doing. Perhaps I should have a word with him, put his mind at rest. Then get on with it, instead of worrying so much about impressing the governor. Focus on the case in hand, and issues closer to home. I really... Maybe? No. What don't I know? A whole lot, honestly. We know the Beaumont Hotel is important. We know the Hunter's Lodge is important. These two haven't been mentioned again. Well, the airport was mentioned once. Does he know? No. Okay. No. I'm gonna take a hint. That was the most useless hint I could have gotten. I really don't want to just... Okay, we're just gonna do this. I'm just gonna try to guess that it's as simple as these. As simple as these. I just had a worry that it wasn't as simple as that, and we had to find out who they were. So that escalated quickly. I told you. You stood strong, though. Impressive once again. I learned from the best. I see what you mean about the newspaper type, though. Clancy is a real piece of work. I wanted you to see it for yourself. And what did he mean by issues closer to home? He's just trying to stir the pot. COD results are in. Confirmed the suffocation and the trash bag was tested. Not the murder weapon. A cruel way to go. Any leads with the tire tracks? Tracks match the same model as Karen's car, meaning she either drove there herself to meet someone, or she was killed elsewhere and her body was moved there. Either way, we are still no closer to finding her killer. I think we should check out her source leads. They might be able to shed some light on what she was up to out there. I ran a check on Karen's friend, Connie Mallon. Confirmed she works at the Hunter's Lodge. Good work. You head over there. I'll take the hotel bar. Karen's work schedule said she'd been there too. With some luck, someone will have seen who Karen was meeting. Alright, Nate. Oh, I hate hunting. Has to do with childhood trauma, but I do very much hate hunting. Pretty quiet place. Connie Mallon? Oh, what can I get you? No, that doesn't sound right, does it? Why can I... No. What can... I don't have a wide array of voices. But what can I get you? I'm Detective Clark. I was hoping you'd tell me about Karen Whitaker. I hope you're not here accusing me. We're speaking with all those that were close to Miss Whitaker. Would you mind answering some questions? Anything to help. I understand you knew Karen well? Yeah, we hit it off straight away. She's my kind of girl. How often did you see each other? I'm always here. She would come in and keep me company. Then she started meeting people here for work a few months ago. It just made sense. Sounds like you two were pretty close. I take it you were aware of the calls to her work? I said she should report them. Or I would. She never did, though. I'm sure she would have really appreciated having a friend like you at her side. Calls she was receiving. Did she have any idea where they were coming from? Oh, if she did, she never told me. I could tell they were getting to her, though. Did she tell you anything about what they said while on the line? Nothing. She would only hide something like that from me if she was real worried. I understand that Karen was meeting someone here last evening. Can you run me through the events of the evening? It was an odd one. She's supposed to be meeting with Brian, a regular around here, at 9 p.m. But he showed up late, and Karen had already left. Did he say why he was late? Just the same old. He was looking pretty bad last night. Awful, actually. I told him to get himself over to the hospital. So Karen and Brian missed each other. It doesn't sound so odd to me. It was this guy, Mark, who came looking for her. That was the odd part. Mark? Karen was meeting him too? Not that I knew of. I had never met or heard of him before. I'd like to talk with this Brian. I wouldn't worry about him. He's harmless. Well, now anyway. Jokes were always his vice, but he's doing better. You've hardly painted him in the best light. That wasn't my intention. He's trying to sort his life out. If I thought he had anything to do with Karen's death, I would say. You sound very protective of him. If he was meeting Karen to help with a story, I would have thought he would make the effort to be there on time. Like I said, it was Karen that left. She was usually pretty patient when it came to meetings, but she only gave him 5 minutes or so before she left. Can you walk me through exactly what happened with Mark? He came in the bar asking for Karen. About 8 p.m., I'd say. A big guy. You couldn't miss him. I assumed she knew him. I said she would be in at 9 p.m., and he was welcome to wait. And did he? He did, but not in the bar. He hung around outside for a while. In the car park? That is odd. How long was he out there for? I couldn't tell you exactly. Longer than I would want to stand out in a cold parking lot, that's for sure. To be honest, I'm glad he stayed out there. He gave me a bad feeling, you know. Made me uneasy. Can you remember any other meetings Karen had here that might help our investigation? I don't know how relevant it is, but she was in meeting with that politician maybe a week ago. You know, the one that gets shot in his home? Frank Daniels? Yeah, that's him. Karen, I tried sitting down with him a couple times. Do you know why she wanted to speak to him so badly? Only that it had to do with the store she was working on. Thank you. You've given me plenty to think about. Anything around to look at? Something on the door there. And I saw something down below too. Picture Connie and Karen. They were looking cozy. Sorry. Do that. It's Karen's purse. Sherlock. Would you be able to answer a few more questions? Anything to help. That's a nice picture of you both. Thank you. Is there something else you wanted to ask? I was just commenting on how happy you both look together. Being such close friends, she must have told you everything. Any secrets she was hiding? Any hidden partners? Oh, if you're referring to us, then yes, we were together. That ended a while ago. You two were together? I assume then that you are the married man that Karen was apparently seeing. That office pumps out more rumors than it does news. I'm sorry. I know it must be hard for you to talk about. I just have to follow up on every report. Hardly a report, more gossip. Would you be able to answer a few more questions? Anything to help. You said that Karen left in a hurry, in such a rush that she left her purse? She was out the door in a shot. I don't think I've ever actually seen her move so quickly. She seemed, I don't know, spooked. Spooked? When I mentioned Mark had been in, I've never seen her go so pale. And if you'd seen the way she jumped when that car alarm went off in the parking lot, you'd have thought someone had fired a gun in here. Well, blatantly, we want Mark. I don't have to know anything. I just need to know it's Mark. DCA headquarters, Police Plaza, 5 p.m. How'd you get on over at the hotel bar? The bartender recognized Karen from a photo, but nothing of any importance. No idea who she met or why, even after some gentle persuasion. Gentle persuasion? I hope that's not a complaint in the making. We needed answers, and I'm sick of getting the runaround by people like Clancy Brown. Anyway, how did you get on with Connie? I'll fill you in on the way to the play park over on 5th. Karen's car has just been found. Dun dun dun. A, B, A. Let's get B, A. Not really. It could happen, but that's not a goal. Abandoning a car, the potential scene of a murder in a play park. That's dark. Let's clear this scene as fast as we can. No one needs to see this, especially kids. From the state the car was found in, looks like they were wanting to get out of here fast. Hopefully that means we can get something worthwhile from it. Dun 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 dun. Well, found the murder weapon. That's good. Sort of. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I didn't mean to. That's not the first time I've accidentally clicked the wrong one. Looks like we're getting that B or C if I do poorly. The document is empty. That was one of my just stupid moments. Anything useful? Looks like a footprint. Oh my! A footprint on the windscreen. A female boot print. At least she didn't go down without a fight. Doesn't look like the killer hung around after. The keys are still in the ignition. We know cause of death was suffocation. Could this be our murder weapon? Odd for the killer to leave it here. The broken lock must be how our killer got in. How could Karen not have noticed, though? You said there was a guy hanging around the Hunter's Lodge car park last night when Karen was parked? Mark, Connie saw him out there. They both heard a car alarm go off, too. Seems more than a coincidence to me. An empty document wallet. Why would they have left this here? The empty folder isn't the important part. That number. Oh, that number. 006147. It relates to the report Karen was looking into. Ophelia said that it could have come from a government proposal. Yeah, but she hadn't seen the specific numbers before. What's so important about the FD prefix? The initials are also on the folder. That makes perfect sense. Anything useful? Maybe it's not connected to a project per se. Maybe someone connected to a project. Frank Daniels? If it is Frank, maybe his death was more than a robbery gone wrong. John Riley was charged with his murder. How is he involved? Triggerman. He would know better than to out those paying him. Maybe both Karen and Frank knew that. Karen met with Frank at the Hunter's Lodge. Could have had information for her. Unless it was him that she was investigating. Sorry. It's starting to feel like we've opened Pandora's box. We don't know exactly how Frank Daniels was involved. Let's keep this between us for now. Got it. Who knows how big this could be, and who else is involved. Oh, my hamster just started digging at something and that spooked me. There's the B. Let's get an A, I guess. That really was an accident. Anyone who thinks it wasn't, it was. It was a stupid one at that. This case went from a dead journalist to a premeditated murder that's somehow connected to government documents and a murdered politician. Silence for what she knew. Why do I have the feeling we have barely scratched the surface? It's no coincidence that Karen worked under Clancy Brown, and he spoke about the governor. Why would the governor be so interested in a murdered reporter? Trust me, when everything comes to light, there are going to be some big players involved. So we keep it to ourselves for now, until we know more. I think a chat with Rosemary Daniels will reveal a few home truths. You know the way. Eh? You got a book. I don't know what he's going through over there. He might be excited because he saw me. He gets like that sometimes. Or he could just be digging for fun. He does that too. It's hard for me to tell. We need to tread carefully here. For all we know, Rosemary is involved too. I think you may be giving her too much credit, but if there is anyone that knows what Frank was up to. Hello again, Mrs. Daniels. I don't want to take up too much of your time. You brought my husband's killer to justice. I will do whatever I can to help you. Just a few things to clarify. Please, ask away. Did Frank ever mention this file? Anything government-related, Frank tried to hide from me. He obviously thought he was protecting me from something, or that I just wouldn't understand. I once caught him working on something, and he immediately hid it under some other papers, like I just caught a child in the cookie jar. So Frank was particularly cautious with those. How did you know it was government-related? Well, it was only ever government-related work that he actually hid. The rest of his work he would happily talk at me about. Did Frank ever mention the name Karen Whitaker? I know of a Karen. She was always calling the house and demanding I put Frank on, even after I told her he wasn't at home. Did you know that Karen was a reporter with the Tribune? She had met with Frank to discuss the contents of that file. No, I didn't. Why would she have wanted to speak to Frank about the Water Commission? That's what the file is about. The construction of the water treatment plant. You just told me that Frank kept those files secret? He did, but he'd been acting strangely for weeks. He told me not to worry, so of course I knew something was up. I looked through his office for some clues. I found the file on the treatment plant, but it didn't make much sense to me. I just wish he would have talked to me. Did Frank and Governor Johnson work closely together? Of course, he was on the board with Frank. Governor Johnson was the commission chief. Everything went through him, so every decision would have had his green light. If he wanted something done his way, even if Frank didn't agree. Was there much they didn't agree on? I know Frank wasn't a saint, but when it came to his work, his decisions were always to help the many. I think Governor Johnson was more worried about the few, that is, himself. Thank you for your time. Hospital. This is Martinez. Martinez, I think, was on the other folder. On Karen's thing, you know. Mrs. Daniels, would you mind answering some more questions? Please, ask away. Found some hospital appointments in Frank's diary. Some previous and others in the coming days. Was he sick? No, not at all. Frank would regularly visit patients at the hospital. His campaign team thought it would look good, but Frank wanted to do it anyway. He was a good man. Who was he going to see? He went to see those that had been affected by the increase of sickness in the town. It seemed like he was at the hospital more than anywhere else. Like an outbreak or something? Oh, I don't think it was as bad as that. Frank just wanted to help people if there was something he could do, no matter what the cost. He'd love to be the knight in shining armor. You have reason to believe that Karen's investigation led to her death. Is there anything else you can tell me about what you saw in that file? I wish there was. I really didn't see much. She was investigating Frank, and he knew. He never said. I think by the end, Frank didn't trust anyone, not even me. Thank you for your time. Anything I can do to help, Detective? What's the plastic bag here? Yeah, I'm missing just like entire chunks of information at this point. Any new clues from Rosemary? If it wasn't for Rosemary poking around, we would still be in the dark about the file. Although we still have no idea who actually has it now. I'll take the loss. I'm just invested now. Sounds like Frank and the governor weren't seeing eye to eye while on the board. It doesn't surprise me to hear that. The governor was only out to help himself. What could have he got out of the water treatment plant? Surely it would benefit everyone. You'd think that, but I've seen firsthand how he twists things for his own agenda. Firsthand, I didn't realize you and the governor had worked so closely together. I wouldn't say that. Being on the wrong side of his deals is hardly working together. I don't think Rosemary is lying to us about what she knows. Rosemary is in the dark about it all. She is the only person I'd rule out. And the dark is probably the safest place for her to be right now. Karen knew too much and got on the wrong side of the wrong people. She was silenced because of it. Nate, the conspiracy theorist, may have been right after all. I think we have everything we are going to get from Rosemary. Let's head back. Whoop. B. Because I took a hint that I shouldn't have. But it is what solves it, so I'll accept it. Police Plaza, 10:30 p.m. I think we should pay John Riley a visit in the prison. Something just isn't adding up. Not knowing what we do. Right now, we don't know how deep this goes. It seems like Karen was on the same track, and look what happened to her. If we want the truth, we need to track down this Mark. Now more than ever. Just had reports of a fire in town. A fire? Let the fire department deal with that. We have more to deal with here. Not when it's Frank Daniels' office. To be continued. Dun dun. Detective Clark! Captain Merrick, how can I help you? I was hoping we could have a little chat about, well, You know full well what we need to talk about. Karen Whitaker's murder has taken center stage and is our priority right now. Your priority is what I tell you it is, and I'm telling you Detective Houston is yours. Yes, sir. While speaking with Clancy Brown at the Tribune office, we both noticed that he seemed particularly defensive about certain matters. And I'm sure that partners of yours tried to spin you his web of lies and theories. I'm not sure what you mean, sir. I bet he couldn't contain himself being face to face with Clancy Brown again. Perhaps you aren't the detective I thought you would be. It would be a shame to see such a high-flying cadet lose her first posting in a matter of weeks, sir. Yeah, I don't trust him whatsoever. Skip. But we will leave it here, and next time we shall seize the fire, apparently. I'm gonna write that down. See if I can remember what I wrote that down for. So, there will be no stream tomorrow. Both because it's scheduled in, because I honestly don't know about the weather. But that's neither here nor there. The next stream, barring anything weird happening, will be Sunday at our regular time, where we will be taking another swing into Godless Tactics, followed by Monday, regular time, back with the Captain, where I hope I don't turn anyone else into a meat package. And then Tuesday we will be back to Murder Mystery Machine to continue this case. Try to find our answers as we seize the fire. But for now, thank you for watching, whether you were here just watching quietly or watching my VODs. I appreciate it all the same. But for now, fare thee well.